Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew McCarthy, and I would like to welcome you to this course. This is the Introduction to World Archaeology, and this is Anthropology 105 at College of Southern Nevada. This first lecture that I just want to give you, it's not really a lecture, just an introduction to who I am, what the course is going to be like, and what we're going to be talking about. Now, this course is, it says world archaeology, but frankly, it's really about world prehistory. Archaeology as a discipline is one of the four subdisciplines of anthropology in North America. Sometimes it's treated as an entirely separate subject in other countries. I'll come back to that at another time. But anthropology is broken down in North America and here at CSN as four subdisciplines. Anthropology simply means the study of humans. And so how do you do that? It's just such a big topic. How do you study humans? It's kind of everything, isn't it? The study of us, the study of everything, the study of our world. So anthropology breaks this down into cultural anthropology, which is looking at modern contemporary cultures and their contexts. Linguistic anthropology, which is looking at our patterns of communication, how we interact with one another. There's biological or physical anthropology, which is looking at us as creatures, as bodies, as physical beings, and what that means, and how to understand that. And then archaeology, which is looking at human cultures and their biology and their communication systems, all those three, but in the past. So archaeology is trying to understand humans from the past. Now, this can be, you might say to yourself, why is this not history? Well, because history is a discipline that is specifically related to texts, to writing. So historians look at things that people in the past have written, and then they try and understand the world that they lived in from those writings, from those texts. But what about before there was writing? What about when there wasn't writing, or people that were illiterate or didn't have a written language? What about those people? What about the people that simply chose not to or didn't write about certain things? What about the sorts of activities that we don't document, things your everyday life? You don't keep a journal about everything that you do. So archaeology is actually looking at the physical remains of the past to understand humans. And so essentially that is the course. We're going to be looking at the entire world. And so from the first, even pre-humans, even before Homo sapiens were around, we're going to look at that all the way down to some of the latest prehistoric cultures that existed. Now, when I say prehistoric, that means ones that didn't have writing. So you may be able to be in a culture that doesn't write. So let's say a 3-year-old child is not, today here in America, is not prehistoric. They live in a historic world where there's writing exists, but that 3-year-old child may not be able to write very much. So they're not prehistoric, they live in a historic world. That said, historic archaeology also exists. As I said, not everything is written about. And so even in historic periods of time, archaeology can contribute by filling in those gaps of things that weren't written about, and so we can tell a little bit more about the past through archaeology as a process. So you're going to learn not just the periods of time from people in the past, but also how to do archaeology in this class, what it is, how archaeologists, as scientists, as social scientists, as investigators, as theorists, try to understand who humans are, where we come from, and what those things were like in the past. So to do this, we're going to break this down into 3 subsections. The book that you have is called World Prehistory and Archaeology, Pathways Through Time, the 4th edition by Michael Chazan. This is available for free on the library website as an ebook. You can also buy it, the textbook. I have with me the third edition. This is not the cover that you'd be getting if you bought it. This is the third edition. Although, if you do want to pick up a third edition as a hard copy, that's okay too. The third and the fourth editions are not so different from one another that you wouldn't be able to follow along. And also you can supplement by what's on the website. So if you find that hard copy books are easier for you to deal with, you can get either the third or the fourth edition, and you can follow along also with the ebook that's for free on the website. You just have to log in. Now, why should you be listening to me about this? Who am I? Who am I to be talking about all this subject here? Well, I'm an archaeologist. I've with more than 25 years of experience digging, working around the world, studying ancient cultures, most of them prehistoric, but I also deal with historic archaeology in some circumstances. I have degrees in classics, in history, and archaeology. I teach here at the College of Southern Nevada, but I'm also employed as a fellow at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland, and I'm affiliated with the University of Nevada State University in Raleigh in some excavation projects as well. I'm also the president of the Archaeo-Nevada Society right here in Las Vegas, and I'm on the board of the Nevada Archaeological Association here in Nevada. I also am the editor of the journal Nevada Archaeology, and fellow of the Royal Geographical Society in London, and a fellow of the Society of Antiquaries of Scotland. I have worked in dozens of countries on dozens of time periods, more than 35 sites. I direct a number of those, about a half a dozen sites I am the director of, and I've taught thousands of students in archaeological procedures. Now, none of this is meant to intimidate you, and in fact, although my name is Dr. Andrew McCarthy, I would like you to, in our communications, refer to me as Andrew. And the reason why I want to keep this slightly informal is because this is a discussion. I want to bring you into the field. I want you to help you understand what's going on. And frankly, you might have things to contribute that will help my understanding. I frequently get ideas and impressions from students that help me to understand things as well. So you can contribute as well. Anthropology, as the study of humans, means you have every bit of an opportunity to contribute to this discipline, to understanding humans and our past. So just a few practical things here. There's going to be some graded assignments that are part of this course. There's going to be 2 exams, the midterm and the final exam. There will be a term paper that I'll want you to do, but I don't want you to start in on that right away because we will get to the subject matter a little bit later. And then there's going to be a series of 4 short reports. The midterm, the final, and the term paper are each worth 100 points apiece, and the short reports are worth 50 points apiece, making a total of 200 for all 4 of those, totaling 500 points. And that's all you have to do. You have to read along, you have to understand the material, you have to test well, you have to write a good paper and some good short reports, and that's it. I don't believe in overloading you with tons of graded assignments. So what I want you to do is watch these videos, study the material. I'll provide some review notes for the final exam and some explicit details of what I want you to do for the papers, the term paper and the short reports. Also, you can contact me by email, which is in the syllabus, or by Canvas Messenger, and I'll also schedule the occasional live meeting that if you want to ask me questions in a live situation or a discussion with your classmates, then we'll have an opportunity to do that as well. These exams and the assessed material are not there to trick you. I'm not trying to throw curveballs at you. I want you to learn what's in the textbook. Now, it's not a perfect textbook. There is no such thing as a perfect textbook. And also, I'm going to try and bring a little bit of information from my own experience to maybe help you understand what is actually quite a bit of dense material in the textbook. Reading a textbook like this is pretty hard going. And I don't want you to drag your feet. I want you to move quickly through it. And so watching these videos, I hope, will help you to pinpoint the most important points in the text. And that's what my job is here, is to try and highlight those things to help you along. I encourage you to read carefully what's in the syllabus, because there's some important information there, not just in general, but also specifically to this course, which will tell you about the timing, week by week, of how we're going to tackle each of the chapters. And also there is a timeline, a schedule for the assignments and when those are due. So I will call it quits for this first lecture or introduction here. And so I look forward to interacting and engaging with you, and trust me, this is the love of my life. Teaching this course is terrific. I love doing it, and I hope you will be as excited as I am to learn about it. So I look forward to a great course, and I hope you do too.